اليوم نستقبل مع بعض اخواني اخواتي هذه السفينة كروز في ميناء الدوحة، إذانا ببداية السياحة البحرية. راح نتعرف إن شاء الله على بعض التفاصيل من خلال هذه الخيمة اللي نشوفها قدامنا لموانئ قطر، ومثل ما نشوف أيضا هنا تجهيزات لاستقبال السواح، باصات مجهزة من كروة لشركات سياحية، لجولات سياحية أيضا للزائرين. حياهم الله. طبعا سعادة رئيس هيئة الجمارك قد وصل الآن يتفقد المكان، وأيضا لتدشين البداية فعلية للرحلات السياحية من وإلى دولة قطر. طبعا سعادة رئيس هيئة الجمارك يقوم طبعا مباشرة العمل بنفسه والتأكد من أنظمة الدخول والتفتيش للزوار والسياح، نقول لهم حياهم الله. يعطيهم العافية شباب الجمارك، تسهيل إجراءات الدخول والتفتيش. افتحوا تقريبا 4 بوابات مفتوحة لطبعا استقبال السواح وانهاء إجراءاتهم الخاصة بالجمرك.
Of course, we are going to have over 36 ships that will call upon Doha port, but these are not like last year where they were just coming, offloading the tourists and then they go back on the ship. This time a lot of tourists will stay in Doha and then they will transfer on the aeroplanes on Qatar Airways to go back.
فخورين طبعا بتدشين الموقع الجديد اليوم للبواخر السياحية. دور الجمارك طبعا دور مكمل للجهات الأخرى في ترتيب إجراءات القادمين والمغادرين من خلال تفتيش الأمتعة والتأكد من سلامة الدخول والخروج.
And my duty to make sure that what we are doing is going to reap a lot of benefit to the GDP of my country, and at the same time to let the public sector participate more with the government sector to improve this very vital industry, which up to now we were really not taking it very seriously.
And just one more question. So there was an idea about harboring some of these ships to be like sort of floating hotels. No, I mean for during the World Cup.
I think for the 2022 there is a strategy that is being formulated by the 2022 committee, the Supreme Committee, and the Minister of Transport. So I think this question will be better put to them. My job is only to bring ships that are bringing tourists to the country.
Thank you.
طبعا هذه الجولة الآن في السوق الحرة التابعة ل هذا المقر الخاص باستقبال سواح ميناء الدوحة عبر السفن السياحية. وانتقل معكم الآن اخواني اخواتي من ميناء الدوحة حيث تدشين الموسم السياحي البحري الى قاعة المعارض خلف السيتي سنتر، وهو معرض سيتي سكيب من 22 الى 24 اكتوبر. حياكم الله.
And we want to also cater for the growth to deliver the influx of tourists that will be coming to my country, because we want to promote tourism very aggressively, but at the same time to cater for the FIFA 2022 influx of passengers. The approach is to have efficiency of our airport as a priority. We want to ensure seamless and unique passenger experience, and we want to have an architecture that is really second to none. Expansion is to transform the airport into a destination in its own right. We want people to come not only to transfer at Hamad International, but to spend time at the airport. We already see that passengers, as a matter of fact, are going to the airport sometimes even 6 hours ahead of their departure, just to experience the comfort and the ambience and the facilities that only Hamad International Airport has in the world. We plan to revolutionize the global passenger experience by stunning indoor tropical garden, central water features, enhanced lounges, retail food and beverage offerings. You will realize that somebody copied our design, which was already on the table nearly 6 years ago, when we were planning already the phase 2 expansion of Hamad International. And because we had individuals from that particular country, I will not name it, that took our design and did it, but they did a fundamental mistake. which I will tell you later. Enhanced passenger experience. Now you can see what I want to show you. It will be an indoor tropical garden. But this is not only a garden for people to sit under a tree. This is something that has enhanced facilities. It has 10,000 square meters of indoor tropical garden as the central anchor of the expansion, creating a focal point for all travelers. It has flora and tree sourced from sustainable forests from around the world, which will grow and thrive throughout the life of the airport, being in an indoor structure. Have visual and physical access to the garden while shopping and dining at the airport. You don't have to go to anybody's jewel. You can sustain yourself in the jewel of my country. Suitcases, pull trolleys, go through immigration and customs to enjoy anybody's jewel. You can enjoy the jewel of Hamad International by being in the envelope, secure envelope of an international airport. So you can see already what we have to offer. Second to none. 85-meter span performance glass roof. Roof will control and filter the light that the trees and the plants require. The design allows the trees and plants to acclimatize to the internal conditions. So the plants and trees that will be planted will be acclimatized to be able to grow inside an enclosed environment. And already the existing lounge we have, as we are increasing the capacity, we also need to more than double the Al Marjan lounge capacity for our business class passengers. It has dramatic views from the lounge overlooking the indoor gardens, and the lounge will include additional spas, gymnasium, and restaurants and business center, which people have already experienced, but there will be an enhanced experience to what we already have. Pivots from Central and North. Phase A will complete prior to 2022 FIFA World Cup to increase capacity to more than 53 million passengers. And Phase B will commence immediately after the FIFA World Cup. And you can see at the bottom of the picture the long concourse. So the parallel taxiway for the west runway and the aircraft parking for over 34 aircraft stand will be ready prior to the FIFA 2022. This is in addition to the north node of the images that I showed you earlier. It will have a fueling facility. It will have all the infrastructure put underground, and only the concourse that will be built in the center of the stand will be built post 2022. The work has already started. Out of several packages that will be contracted, three packages are already out, tendered and awarded. I cannot tell you how much money I have in my pocket. The contractors will have to speculate, but they should know that they cannot overcharge Qatar Airways for anything. If they do that, we will then go and place a direct order with somebody that gives us good value for our money. We have a very limited budget, and in this very limited budget, we have to deliver what you saw. So we have no money for wasting. We have very clear direction where we want to go. So I'm sorry, I cannot tell you how much the project is going to cost. But as a matter of fact, I like to share my cake with everybody, because at the end of the day, I have to make the airport company very profitable.
So good afternoon.
Now we are getting around, on an average, 35, 36 aeroplanes a year. Next year, we are earmarked to get over 40 aircraft.
So
This will be the highest 12-month aircraft delivery to Qatar Airways.
sir, is it also biggest globally for any airlines?
I think so. I don't think there is any other airline in the world that is taking 40 aircraft in a year, or even taking 35, 36 aircraft a year.
And sir, there was mention of airport city, so I assume that this.
Let me tell you something else, as there is media here. taking aeroplanes at this high rate does not mean that we are parking aeroplanes just to show people that we have bought so many aeroplanes. Qatar Airways has the highest utilization of aircraft of any full service scheduled carrier in the world. Our aircraft utilization is really a benchmark the airlines are using to prove the reliability of their airplane. So you can see that every airplane that comes, our growth is higher than the capacity we deploy, the percentage of capacity we deploy, which means that we are using every aircraft that we get in our fleet extremely efficiently.
راح عادة المعدل السنوي لاستلام الطائرات 35 طيارة، السنة القادمة راح نستلم 40 طيارة، وهذا رقم بمعالم الطيران يعتبر رقم قياسي. وقال انه احنا هاي الطائرات مش عم نجيبها علشان نوقفها، هاي الطائرات تشغل بشكل فعال جدا، والقطرية عندها نسبة تشغيل تعتبر من اعلى شركات الطيران في العالم. ولذلك وحتى الشركات المصنعة للطائرات بتستخدم وبتعتمد على الخطوط القطرية في إثبات فعالية وكفاءة هاي الطائرات، فالسنة القادمة فعلا حتكون سنة تاريخية في تاريخنا بالنسبة لاستلام الطائرات.
Expansion, we have already released 6 packages in the market, 3 of which have already been awarded. Contractors are
in the metro.
The airport metro will be opened imminently by, this is a question I think we better put to the Minister of, His Excellency the Minister of Transport and Communication. The metro is ready, fully ready for operation, but they have certain timelines which they have to. So even if something is ready, they want to do it in the plans they have of the expansion of the metro.
It's very proud of its fast connection times.
Look, you know, you have two choices. Passengers prefer to have fast connection, but we also have passengers that have a fast connection but choose to take the next flight because we have multi operations to a single destination. So people want to stay at the airport, and this is also what we want to attract. We want people to stay at the airport, but we also want people to overnight in Doha. We are become very flexible, where we allow overnighting to transfer passengers, and we are giving them very attractive packages in the hotel to overnight. So it is, you know, of course, I know when you are running an airline, it becomes a chicken and egg story.
طبعا ضيوف الاستقبال في جولة
Of course, we are going to have over 36 ships that will call upon Doha port, but these are not like last year where they were just coming, offloading the tourists, and then they go back on the ship. This time, a lot of tourists will stay in Doha, and then they will transfer on the aeroplanes on Qatar Airways to go back.
فخورين طبعا بتدشين الموقع الجديد اليوم للبواخر السياحية. دور الجمارك طبعا دور مكمل للجهات الأخرى في ترتيب إجراءات القادمين والمغادرين من خلال تفتيش الأمتعة والتأكد من سلامة الدخول والخروج.
داخل السفينة السياحية نلقي نظرة عليها والجولة سريعة نشوفها مع بعض. هذا أيضا مطعم آخر مثل ما نشوف مع بعض يطلع البحر مباشرة. هذه في صدر الباخرة جلسة مطلة مباشرة على البحر. Hello, are you welcome. تخيل نفسك جالس هالإطلالة الحلوة هذه أنت في وسط المحيط ولا وسط بحر وتنتقل من مدينة إلى دولة.
Around the world. We just came, our big trip that we came from Creta in Greece. We traveled about 16 days to get here to Dubai, and then from Dubai here to Qatar. We have about 3,000 cabins. We can fit together with crew and guests. We can fit about 3,000 passengers or 3,000 people totally on the ship. We have 2 swimming pools, one that is made for our young guests are vary from 3 to about 10, and which is 25 meters, which is clean water. Everything is fresh water that we take from the sea. We purify the water, so everything that we use here is purified, clean, and we keep it up to the highest standards that we can. Everything on the ship is energy. We tried always to save, to keep in mind the safety of the environment where we travel, and the reason is because the sea is our life and the life of the sea is our business.
صراحة يا جماعة الخير هذه مدينة، والله مدينة متكاملة ما شاء الله. جالس تشرب أغراضك وتمشي. السلام عليكم. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. نزلنا ناخذ جولتنا على السفينة. وصلنا إلى التسوق. تبي ذهب، تبي ألماس، هذا عايز تبون جواتي، ماركات، كل شيء موجود. إلى المسرح. إن شاء الله يكون مفتوح نقدر ندخل نصور لكم من داخل. إن شاء الله. صار عندهم مسرحية.
من غير مبالغة أحس حالي بالتايتانيك. شايفين قديش يعني ما شاء الله شو هيوج المسرح.
Just came from basically repositioning from the Mediterranean. Before it was North Europe. All cruise vessels right now they have the tendency to repositioning from the north coming to the south. Better weather conditions, and now the season starts, and the vessel will be here until end of March. Well, this is basically a booming industry right now. More and more people decide to go on vacation on cruise ships, and as you notice, the ships getting bigger and bigger. It's basically a booming business, and love it because it's like they're visiting in 1 week 4 or 5 different countries. It's like they take the hotel with them, so they don't have to pack and unpack every time.
And what attracted you actually, traveling?
طبعا هذه من المرات Yes.
Well, as you know, I'm Greek, so Greek and shipping is goes together. It's twin, yes. Like many friends of mine, colleagues of mine, went to see. When in my childhood, it was 4 of us, and 3 of us became seamen. It's still a very lucrative business in Greece, and as you know, this industry is still dominated by Greeks. I know you have a lot of tankers coming here also to Qatar. And I always want to do it, and if I would be now 18 years ago, I would do the same.
See that we have already passed all the targets that we had on ourselves. This is due to not only us as management, but also the team of people that work with us. Some of the senior management is sitting in this room with us, together with my deputy, Mr. Badr Almir. Why we are expanding? Of course, we may even tender the project to be started post 2022. The current cargo terminal has only ground and first level. We want to increase it to 3 levels, and this multi-level facility will be 85,000 square meter footprint over 3 levels.